Okay, so to get into your menu, you long press the mode button. Now you'll see where it says reverse. You don't want to reverse anything, so this is how you scroll through there. So you go down one, see it says DR. Okay, that's your rate mode. Okay, now I would like to actually check that out. So to get into the DR, you push this again. Is how you actually access the DR. Okay, so now you're in your first channel. Second channel's on 74. The third channel 75. So let me get back into here. So fourth one, I want to bring it up to 75. Now you hit the back button. Is how you lock it in. Okay, I don't know. Someone said to hit the push button again. No, it's not how you lock it in. All right. Now, okay, so the first channel is 75. Second one is 75. The fourth one is 75. That's with your rates up. Now, let's see what it does with the rates down. Okay, now, with the rates down, okay, let's go back to the first channel by scrolling through here, okay? So, your first channel, this is with this switch down because this is your rate switch. So you want low rates and high rates. So now we just flipped this down. So now we're in channel 1. I got it on 125. I turned it all the way up. It came, I believe it came at 75. Yeah, I believe so. So I turned it up. What I did was I hit this button and then I scrolled it up to 125. Now, then afterwards you hit back. So watch, I'll show you. Hit this. Okay, now you're in your first channel. Now you could scroll it either down, okay, go all the way up. That's max 125 and hit the back button. Okay, now you want to go into channel 2. So scroll to channel 2. Okay, hit that. Now you can go, like I said, you want to go up to 125. Okay, that's the spot you want to be. You hit your back button. Okay, now you want to go to channel 4. So scroll over to channel 4. I have it on 100. Okay, actually on 125 I noticed for some reason it was like in 6G mode. It was actually fighting itself. It wouldn't do bank turns for some reason. It kind of took away from the bank turns a little bit, so I went back down to 100. I'm still kind of playing around with that, but at 100 it seems to do pretty good bank turns and pretty good funnels. That's your yaw. That's I believe that is what controls the yaw, how fast it yaws. So at 100 it seemed pretty good, guys. So that's where mine's at. So okay, that's where I want to keep it. So I go back, I hit the back button. Okay, now, okay, that's the DR. Okay, so now you have your low rates and your high rates. Okay, I'll show you what I mean. Okay, high rates is 125, 125, and 100. Okay, now your low rates is 75, 75, and 75. I have all three on 75, which makes for a pretty docile low rate. So okay, let's go back out of there. Okay, hit the back button. So that's the DR. Now the Expo. Okay, this is what makes the sticks feel soft, how soft they feel. Okay, as far as how much play before you get action with the quadcopter. Not the tension. The tension, actually, these two screws in the back, there's a Phillips screw behind both of these, and if you tighten these, you can actually tighten the sticks down. Okay, you can actually make these sticks tighter or looser. This one I believe is counterclockwise, you turn it to tighten it, and this is counterclockwise, you turn it to tighten it. They're opposite. Okay, just want to explain that. Now the Expo is how little you move the stick before it actually activates the quadcopter. If that makes any sense. I don't know if I'm explaining that right, but it's how soft the sticks feel, not how much tension's in the stick. Okay, so the Expo. Okay, let's go ahead and we'll go into that. It was on, I believe, I'm not really sure. I put mine back to 0, 0, 0, 0. Okay, same thing. okay, with the high and low rates. I got it on 0. I don't think that matters with that particular switch, but anyway, so I got mine on 0. 0, second one 0, the fourth one 0. Okay, so okay, let's get up out of here. Alright, now, okay, hit the back button to get out of the Expos. See where it says EXP, that's your Expo. Okay, so go down, that's your T curve. It says T curve. I haven't messed with those, but not really, haven't got into that yet. Just trying to show you guys how to get access to all this stuff. Now, okay, P curve. Now, I was talking to a guy online that he was explaining to me you could squeeze a little more power out of this thing by going into the P curve and cranking it up, but be honest with you, I got mine on 60, 60, 60, the fourth one 75, the fifth one 100. Okay, so anyway, that's pretty much, I believe, the factory setting. I haven't messed with it much, so let's go back up out of there. Now the gyro, like I said, I was explaining the gyro. Okay, now this is what I want to explain to you guys. When you first get this from the factory, there's no, you could flip this switch all you want and there's no acro mode. Okay, what you have to do is, what I did was I have mine set where this is up, this is 6G, and that's acro, and you can see the light turns from green 6G to red acro. Okay, so what I did was, you go down to gyro where it says gyro right here, you scroll down to gyro, you hit this. Okay, now you're off in your gyro. Now what I did was, with this switch up, I got the gyro on 70%. Okay, I scrolled up to 70% up. Okay, now when you flip this switch down, now it's on 41%. If it I believe it came 75 and 75, I believe, or 70 and 70, I forget. Either way, if you put this back up to 70, I'll show you what I mean. Okay, no matter what you do, if you flip this switch, that light don't turn green no more. Okay, so you have no more acro mode. So what you do is you flip this down and you turn this down to, I believe, right at 41 is when it activates it. See, 42, it's still green. I don't know if you guys can see the quadcopter in the camera, but at 42 the light's still green. You go down to 41, bam, the red light comes on. So now you have acro mode. Okay, so that's where I'm going to leave that. So this way I have that switch operational. Now we back up out of there, and that's it. That's it, guys. Now, like I said, I just showed you how to do your rates, to turn your rates up. The Expo, that's up to you. You know, it depends how much, you know, how squishy you like your stick to feel. I like mine on 0 all the way across the board. This one's actually, for some reason, most controllers, when you go negative, it makes it feel a little more touchy. With this one, you have to go positive to make it feel a little more touchy. It's the opposite on this controller for some reason. Don't know why, but okay, you have the T curve, the throttle curve. That's kind of something I just kind of left alone. I believe it's linear. It just goes all the way. Yeah, it goes 0, 25, 35, 55, 75. Yeah, so like I said, it goes up progressively. So I'm just going to go ahead and back out of that and leave that alone. Now the P curve, you guys can mess with this, like I said, and squeeze a little more power out of it. I haven't got into that yet, but this one, the first channel 60, 60 on channel 2, channel 3 60, channel 4 75, and channel 5 is 100. So anyway, I'm going to back up out of there. So I haven't messed with that yet, guys. I also haven't flown it too much in the acro mode either, so I guess when I start doing, you know, a little more acro mode, maybe I'll start messing with the P curve. But I just want to give you guys a quick idea of how you get into this controller and scroll around. Like, I hope that helps, you know, some guys out and gives you a little better idea of what's going on with this controller. We're going to do a little flying, actually, and something else. The back button and your backlight will come back on. That's something else I thought was pretty neat. Now I'm going to show you how to, okay, yeah, something else I want to show you. You see how it's active right now? See how the quad's spinning up? This is like a helicopter. This is your throttle kill. This will kill your throttle. So now, with this switch down, you have no more throttle. So now it's safe to pick up or whatever. Or if you crash, it's a good idea to just go ahead and hit that. But the cool thing with this quad, it doesn't have an idle up feature. So if you crash and you just let off the power, it does stop spinning, which is neat. This actually is to control your camera. Actually, I guess in the future there's supposed to be an FPV camera and a, I believe it's a 720p camera coming out. So they're going to use this to operate the camera. That's what this switch is for. This is pretty much inoperable. I believe on the Sundancing, the 350 3D quad, this was to activate the 3D. This, I'm not sure if this is for a buddy box or not. This little plug, not really sure. It does kind of look like it, but then again, it could be for charging. Really don't know yet. Haven't got into the instructions that detailed yet. But these are to tighten the stick tension. Okay. Okay. I'm going to show you how to calibrate this thing. Actually, this is how you calibrate. You go in and down, and this will calibrate your gyro. See the lights blinking on the quadcopter? Okay, there you go. So the backlight don't blink. The ones underneath the arms actually blink. I want to show you guys that the I mean, you can see that it does idle, does hover pretty good. I want to show you the yaw though. Okay, this is in low rates, guys. So what I did was I wanted to make it real mild in low rate. Like that's full forward, full back, full sideways, full roll, full forward. I wanted to make it real mild in low rates, so this way, you know, if I put a camera on it, nice smooth video. That was the setting that I just gave you guys. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to put in high rates. Actually, this switch here too, by the way, I don't know if you guys can see it. Go ahead and flip it. All right. Now, as you can see, here, I'll try to bring it closer. The yaw has increased dramatically, because before it wouldn't do tight funnels. If you're not an experienced pilot, I would not recommend doing the setting that I just did, because it makes it way more ballistic, guys. And that's not even going into the P curves yet. That makes it even more ballistic. As you can see, it didn't fly, you know, quite like that with the stock settings, guys. So, like I said, if you're not an experienced pilot, I wouldn't suggest doing the settings that I just did. See how it stays in one spot doing the funnels? Yeah, wouldn't do that before, guys. Would not do that with the stock settings. Awesome quadcopter though, guys. Must tell you that this one is awesome. Anyway, just want to give you a quick rundown of the controller and what all the functions do. And when you land, guys, go ahead and flip that switch right there, so this way now it's safe. Okay, I want to give you guys just a quick rundown of the controller. You know, these are your trims, of course. You know, hopefully you guys already know that. Something else, this thing is extremely durable, because the other night I was flying it in a parking lot, actually the same parking lot that I did the JXD509G video in. I ended up flying into a pole. You know, one of the light poles in the parking lot, and actually dented this up pretty good. Dented this side up pretty good too, but the motor, I kind of painted black right here, and I'll tell you why. Because when it crashed, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and unplug this. When it crashed, guys, this thing is extremely durable, by the way. These arms must be carbon fiber, because as hard as this thing hit, ooh-wee. Okay, it clipped the pole, and it spun. It spun like a top. I mean, literally like a top. So fast, like, I mean, just like a top. And it went for about 50 so feet just off. And I actually had to give it gas so it wouldn't just come down. I had to actually give it throttle so it wouldn't just crash into the ground. But it was still spinning as it was coming down like a top. And it hit the ground, boom. Well, afterwards, you know, I did a little inspection, and nothing was broken, nothing was cracked, but it actually caught the motor right here. And I'll show you guys, it actually squished this motor in a little bit. You know, it actually dented the side of this motor. And when I went to spin this motor, it was like click, 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 click. It was actually rubbing the inside of the magnet. So I was like, oh man, well, it's done. I'm gonna have to get a new motor is what I was thinking. But what I did was I took some pliers and actually bent this back. I actually grabbed it and squished it back out, and it seems pretty good now, guys. So these motor cans are a little bit soft, I'd have to say. These are a little soft, these cans right here. So that might be the only weakness I see on this quadcopter. But she's still flying good. You know, don't seem to have any problems now. Seems to be spinning free since I did that. So anyway, guys, I just wanted to give you a little heads up on that, and I hope you liked my video with the explanations of the controller, and please like and subscribe. Peace out.